All right. Sorry for the wait, everyone. Appreciate your patience. We can go ahead and get right into questions for Caitlin Clark. If you have a question, please raise your hand in the participant window and I will call on you. Caitlin, your first question is from Ben.
Yeah, Caitlin, with today's performance, what impressed you the most about what the team did today?
Yeah, I think we were super balanced more than anything. Multiple people scoring in double figures, which is always a good sign for us. And I think that's when we play our best basketball. I don't think our defense was as good today, but we found a way to win and we locked down when we needed to. So that's promising as well. But overall, just a great performance from everybody on the team.
Josh?
Caitlin, of course, everybody has watched you with your scoring this year, but a career high 14 assists for you. How much do you try to maybe appreciate that part of your game, or how much do you feel that is a part of your game and just people don't really tend to look at it?
Yeah, I think it kind of gets a little overlooked when I'm putting up bigger numbers. Tonight, obviously, a little struggle from the field shooting wise. So just do something else to get your teammates involved and impact the game. So that's kind of what I was focused on. And my teammates shot the ball super well tonight, which always helps because that's what you need when you want to get an assist. And I think Monica did a really good job down low, and so did Sharon. So I think giving the assist is important, and that's what we emphasize here. So
Matthew?
Hey, Caitlin, you mentioned in that first question, balance. I think it was 4 girls had 14 or more points. How important is it, especially when you go on the road, to bring that balance and kind of that team basketball where you don't have to go out and put up 32 or 34?
Right. Yeah. I mean, for sure. I think that's when we're our best. I think that's when we're playing our best. Everybody's moving the ball well. We're scoring. That's fun basketball for sure. So I think if you look at our wins and when we win by a good amount of points, you'll see that balance in the stat sheet. So that's what we want to come out and do every single night. People are going to have off nights here and there, but we want to get everybody involved as best we can.
Ben?
Yeah, what do you make of Gabby Marshall's performance today? She had a season high points total.
Yeah, I mean, Gabby shoots the ball just as good as anybody in the Big Ten. She's a knockdown shooter. When she has her feet set, it's going to go in the basket. So I'm just happy for her that she came out and had a great performance tonight. It was great to see.
Any further questions for Caitlin Clark? Awesome. Thanks, Caitlin.
Thank you.
Thanks, Caitlin.
Hi, Gabby. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Long time no see. Just kidding. If you have a question for Gabby Marshall, please raise your hand in the participant window. Questions for Gabby. Awesome. Matthew?
Yeah, I'll ask you kind of the same thing I asked when you had put girls, I think you had 19, 18, 18, 14. I mean, 4 girls with more than 14 points. How important is it to bring that balanced approach, especially when you go on the road?
Yeah, I think that's actually really important. It just shows that we've been playing good team basketball, moving the ball, making the one more pass these past couple games. And it's definitely important going forward into the Big Ten tourney and into the tournament as well.
And can I ask a follow-up to that?
Yeah.
I didn't know if anybody else was waiting. Still getting used to this whole doing it over Zoom. Shots weren't necessarily falling for you guys early, and then you kind of turned it on there later in the first half. Is that kind of contagious when somebody starts making them, everybody starts making them? What's it like when you kind of start to feel it roll like that as a team?
Honestly, I would say it's a little contagious because once one person hits, like they can bring the energy for the rest of the team and encourage everybody else. And then that just continues on a trend. So we were able to turn it around after that first quarter start.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Ben?
Yeah, you had a season high points total today. Kind of what clicked for you, and I don't know, like how did you feel like your performance was?
I think I've been in a little shooting slump lately, so it's nice to see a few more go down. I think my teammates knew I was hot, so they were looking for me and they were making the right passes and finding me when I was open. So
Josh?
Yeah, Gabby. Matt asked kind of the same question I was, but I guess I'll phrase it this way. It was not too long ago where we were wondering if this team kind of hit a bit of a wall. What do you feel you guys have learned probably within the last 3 weeks or so with just how you've been able to come up with 3 straight wins, especially with how you beat Penn State and then going to Wisconsin and continuing that winning streak that you have against the Badgers?
yeah, I think early on, all our losses, we were right there. And so we've just been saying like we're so close and we just needed to tweak a few things on defense and just bring that energy on defense into our offense. So I think that's what we've been able to do these past couple wins.
Any further questions for Gabby? Awesome. Thanks, Gabby.
Thank you.
We'll have Coach Bluter up next. Hi, Coach. Can you hear me okay?
I can.
Awesome. We'll have you start with a little opening statement, and then we'll get right into questions.
Happy with the road victory. They're not easy to come by. There's a team that beat Ohio State just a couple of weeks ago here in Madison. But I love, we played 3 games in 6 days. 2 of those were on the road. I love that we have 4 people in double figures. Of course, Gabby had herself quite a great night. 5 for 6 from 3-point range, 7 for 8 overall, has a season high 19 points. Really happy for her. Caitlin with her 14 assists tonight, and Caitlin didn't shoot the ball as spectacularly as she can at times, but she always finds a way to score. She gets to the free throw line, 7 for 7 from the free throw line. She leads us in rebounding with 7. She has 14 assists. And she finds her favorite target, Monica Sonano, who's a 70% shooter. I thought Sharon Goodman came in and played some really important minutes for us again today. And Tommy came off the bench and did some nice things as well.
Thanks, Coach. If you have a question for Coach Bluter, please raise your hand in the participant window, and I'll call on you. Your first question is from Ben.
Yeah, Coach, with all the good things your team did today, what stood out the most to you?
Maybe just the energy in playing 3 games in 6 days. This is hard, especially when 2 of them are on the road. We're getting home, traveling on a bus today or yesterday to get here. We had all the weird stuff happen Thursday with our Michigan game. So I really think it really is just, kind of their mental toughness through all of this. I love the way we shoot the ball, but that's pretty standard for us. We shot the ball really well, but again, we challenged them with 3-point defense and they came through defending the ball well from 3-point range.
Josh?
Yeah, Coach. So kind of staying on that point where you talked about just the amount of games that you played, and then what you guys had to go through on, what was it, Thursday with Penn State. Wondering if you guys were going to play that night. It was not too long ago where we were wondering had this team hit a wall. What has maybe changed in this stretch for you guys? Was it much that really changed, or is it more on the mental part that you talked about a little bit?
I think it's the mental part. I think that we're getting more people involved in our offense, like today, 4 people in double figures. But I think it really is kind of more, we have a little momentum right now. We beat Maryland those last 3 quarters on the road. We played well against Michigan. We come in and get a road win here. So I think we just have a little momentum right now, and we're kind of just enjoying that momentum. And I think we've just gotten more and more confident as the season has gone along.
Matthew?
Hey, Coach, you mentioned mental toughness a couple times now. You had that really very on par for the last year, weird game on Thursday, then you go on the road. Where does this mental toughness come from? Because you're not exactly a super old or experienced team. Where's that coming from with this team?
Oh, I just think it's not one person or thing. It's kind of a combined effort of belief within your teammates. I think the synergy of our team is really good. I think they believe in each other. They really care about each other. So it's not like one person kind of pulling everybody else along. It's like the whole ship is rising in that area. Certainly, Caitlin has been through a lot of basketball experiences with her USA basketball experience. But I think it's just, it's the end of the year. Our freshmen have been playing a lot. We've played a lot of games. You look at some teams that have had stoppage like Michigan and Rutgers, just to name a few, Minnesota right now. We haven't had that. And so we've been able to play those games, and we've gotten better every time we've been out on the court, or maybe not gotten better every time, but pretty much, just getting that experience has really helped us, I think.
Any further questions for Coach? Awesome. Thanks, Coach Bluter.
Thanks, you guys.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks for your coverage as always, guys. We'll talk to you next week.